Fortunately, we got 100 over 100, and that's cool, right? Hi, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on what time you are listening to this video. My name is 𝗴𝗲𝗿𝗶𝗴. I'm a Microsoft MVP and MCT in the M365 and M365 Copilot space. So today I'm very happy that we want to continue from where we stopped. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please just do that, right? That can really mean a lot to the channel. Okay. So having said that, our concentration has been on the Microsoft 365 certified fundamentals, right? And we've tried to deal like a lot with what we have here in the form of the Microsoft 365 in terms of describing cloud concepts and the benefits and all of that. And then we went on to the second module here, which is on introduction to Microsoft 365 in terms of describing the M365 apps and services. So when we went in, the first thing we met there was the definition or what exactly what is M365, right? And we've tried to explain everything that has to do with what M365 is in the previous video, what it is. They describe the differences between O365 and M365, describing how M365 empowers workers in hybrid setup, and then we went on to describe how Microsoft 365 Copilot unlocks a very new way of working. And then we did the module assessment and we looked at the summary as well. So today, what are we going to be doing? We are going to be working on the productivity solutions that M365 provides, right? We'll really see the practical aspects from this time because we have learned a lot of theories around it. And if we want to look at productivity, then we want to be talking about the tools that are available in the M365 space and exactly what you're going to see today. So we're going to open the very first one, which is like the introduction. So I'm going to open it now. Let's see what's there. So this is just talking about what we experience in our modern work, right? Where personnel's um, have to be active on a lot of things, on personal productivity work, and a lot of things that have to do with day to day. People are often faced with endless flow of information, looking for one thing or looming into deadlines, and just people are just multitasking. People are busy doing a lot of things. So people and organization need productivity solutions that will make it very easy for them to stay organized and plan, prioritize their tasks, and then create content, then schedule time effectively, and then try to remember things better. Then Microsoft 365 actually delivers industry standard productivity solution that is enhanced by um, artificial intelligence. And if you hear artificial intelligence in M365, your mind should just be going to Copilot, to be very honest, right? So with Copilots, they can help you unleash your creativity and strengthen your day-to-day activities, even though they look good, but you can actually put them together, right? So looking at that, you can look at a lot that we're going to explore in this module. We're going to be looking at the benefits of M365 and how the suits can enhance your AI-powered capabilities of the M365 Copilot everywhere in Word, in Excel, in PowerPoint, and all of that. So we're going to see it today, right? So you learn how to streamline your work and manage tasks and be more efficient in whatever you do. So after completing this module that we are on right now, we are supposed to be able to, we are expected to be able to describe how productivity benefits Microsoft 365, right? Or describe how the productivity benefit of M365 helps you to stay connected, to stay organized, to stay productive. And then we want you to also understand how to describe M365 Copilot and how it boosts your productivity across all the applications, right? Then you also talk about the capabilities of work management tools, optimization, and all of that. Then you should be able to describe additional M365 productivity applications that you can see, like Power BI, and all of that. So, but let's get started, right? So we're going to go to the second um, topic here after the description and what is this trying to say really. So describe the productivity capabilities and the benefit of Microsoft 365. So Microsoft 365 brings together, of course, the best productivity solution for you to stay connected, to produce your best work and optimize performance, whether you are on your mobile, on your PCs, on, you can just be on and on at a go. So whether you are using laptop, right, you can always stay connected. So you can unleash creativity, so you can unlock a new way of working with your M365 Copilot charts, honestly. So that's your AI powered solution that assists, to design, to help you do a lot of things more. Then it combines the latest large language model and web-based insight to support tasks like summarizing your emails, your brainstorming, writing, coding, searching. It can do a lot for you. That is M35 Copilot. And then with M35 Copilot's add-on license, you can check everything that's stay connected to your account via the use of what is called a Microsoft Graph, right? And then with all of these in place, we're going to see like lots in the very future. I mean, as we move on in this video. So bringing your idea, so great professional look and content in real time. So what that's going to do is bringing your idea to life across all devices, anywhere and anytime with powerful Office application, Word, Excel, OneNote, and so on. You have your Copilot there making things really easier for you. Then what about organizing and accessing file, photos, wherever you are, right? So you can access, you can edit, you can share your files on all your devices, whether you are with your OneDrive, um, whenever you are with your OneDrive to access the files, right? So a cloud-based solution that can cut across a lot of things. What about staying up to date through your emails and calendar? Whether your mobile again, you can see them, your calendar appointments, your contacts, all that you can think of that have to do with your Office account is not restricted or regimented to a particular device. You can access them anywhere, right? So optimize and simplify operations. So deliver high quality work, maintain cohesiveness with Microsoft 365 work management tools across Planner, bookings, to do your forms, your list, your loops. We're going to see them now. So, and every process is actually having a link in such a way that you can even automate tasks. Whether you plan your automation or not, there are some basic automations that go on. For example, you share a file with somebody, the person gets a mail, right? You call somebody on Teams, you speak, and then the person is not, you mean the person was not there to pick, and then you drop a voice note, the person gets it on the email as a voicemail, right? Then what about you trying to chat somebody on Teams who is not signed in, and the person gets an email to say there's a conversation in Teams? All of those integration. But now a lot of all these talks, I mean enough of them, right? So let's even see, what are you talking about? What is M365? Let's even see how the environment looks, right? So that's the next thing I want us to do now. Without further ado, I'm going to bring this one up now. I'm just looking for the tenant where I have that signed and here. So this is the M365 admin, I mean not admin, right? The client portal. So if you just type office.com, or if you can type m365.cloud.microsoft.com, right? You're going to be here. So when you get here, or let me just do it in your presence, office.com, right? And just load it again. So you see that it's going to take me to the same place, right? So for those who were OGs, we are old guys in this game, would have known that there is a difference now from what we see than what we used to see, right? So if you look at it, right, so down below here you see apps. So if you click on apps, right, it's going to display few applications for you, and I think that depends on what you used last, and also the size of your screen, right? That determines how these are well positioned. So if you look at it, right, the first one I have here is Outlook, the next one is Word, the next one is OneDrive, and so on, right? So now if you click on all applications, these are list of applications that are embedded in your Microsoft 365. And how many can you count? Starting from booking, your calendar, your Excel, your learning, your Kaizaila, your Engage, your connections, ClickChamp, you can name it, Forms, Insights, OneDrive, OneNote, all of them are here. Outlook is there again, and then you see your Power BI, you see like a lot of applications, right? that people can make use of in their day-to-day activities. This is really what M365 is, and depends on the license that you have. You could also get the application to your desktop, right? The desktop application, that one license can allow you install application for free in 5 different machines, right? So that way, even on the web, you can access your solution, right? So before we even go on, if you come back to this, you can see like a lot of things happening here. So you can come back to chat, and then you can chat, you can write a simple application email. So this is the Copilot chat that we spoke about, right? So it's an agile way of working. You can see within split of seconds, it has already written an email for me with a template, just because I asked it to write me a simple application email, and it's saying subject application for job and all of these. Dear this, I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to express my interest in this job. So this is already making sense, right? You could also say, okay, make it that you are applying the job position is M365 administrator, right? So it will just replace the M365 administrator, the position that it was put in here, right? And replace it, right? So if I also say the name of the hiring manager, I could put all of this together, right? But I just separated them. Hiring manager, I think it's going to be like this, is Michael, and the company is Pillars Cloud. So if I do this now, then it's going to look into that email again and then replace them perfectly with the name of the person I want to apply, submit or write in this email application for M365 administrator position. Dear Michael, I hope this message finds you well, because that's picked the name from what I specify, right? So I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to do this in M365. Now it will come down to pick the name of the company. That means that it can now, so at the end of the day, you can just copy this mail and then you can send it. You can also try to edit it in Pages, and then all of those are topic for another day. But that is Copilot chat, right? So beyond that, you have access to Excel on the web, and because this account is Copilot licensed, I can also see Copilot here to do what I want to do with my data that I have here. It can help me analyze, make reasonable conclusion from the data that we have there. What about my presentation? I can come here quickly, just say I want to create a very brief presentation at the deadline of an event. My Copilot here can actually help me do that. So I can create from a file, can create a lot. So, but this is a topic for another day as well. But what I'm just saying is that Copilot is really very useful in terms of slide creation, because you can say create a presentation. That is the particular word. So once you do that, you can pick up a presentation, right? You can say prepare a presentation about starting a career in M365. Okay, so let's say I do something like this, right? So what it's going to do is that it will look into what I've written and then help me to create a slide in an agile way without me even spending time. So generate the slide, it's just going to do that, and you're going to have beautiful slides, and you can quickly use Designer to put those in shape. I'm not pausing this video, I'm just doing it raw, and you can see that things are already flying in a very nice speed, and you can imagine the number of slides it's trying to put together to make sense of what I want to have, right? So what I'll just do is just to wait a bit, and then you can see all the slides. And if I click on this now 2 times, you can see that launching a successful career in M365, opportunity, skill, growth path, and all of that is already here. You can see like beautiful slides in a bit of second. You can see this nice guy here, agenda and highlight and all of that. And then you can see like a lot of beautiful topics that we are covered within that, and I already have like 19 slides. So these are like tools that make life easy for those who know how to use them. What about your OneNote for proper note keeping, right? You can always reference, create section, create pages, create a lot of things. What about task is here for planner, right? You can use this for project for here for project management, right? You can use to plan your projects, you can use it to do like a lot, right? And you also have whiteboard just in case you want to write. You can even collaborate on the board with your colleagues. People can interact with them, share files, and then do like a lot of things. You can draw to indicate something. You can do like a lot of things, right? So M365 is actually the way to go in the modern workplace. Like if you really want to move, right, you need information about M365. So beyond that, you have some other applications that we are not even mentioning now, right? That if you come down here, it depends on what exactly you want to achieve that determines what you want to go for. Your access is there to a lot of things at the smallest subscription, right? So but this is what M365 can offer you, right? And this is so great. So what about your clip channel for video editing? Your Microsoft list is there. Then your contact is also available here that you can decide to use to do like a lot of things. So that is what I want you to first of all know from the practical point of view. Just want to put my phone on silent now and let us move to the body of the what we are looking at. So when we talk about the productivity capability, I think it's obvious now that the app or the solution is a solution, is a complete solution, is a suite, right? So that's about that. Then let's move on to the third topic here today, and this is about describing how M365 Copilot can boost productivity across M365. In short, I've actually bounced into all of these gradually to see something, right? When you look about Word, right, I'm going to show you something. They have shown you PowerPoint already in a way. Then in Excel, if you have data, you can actually use that to quickly spot out some details from there. I can show you a lot in Outlook as well. So let's just look at a few applications and how Copilot has actually come to make life easy over there. So one that is so sweet to me is that of Outlook, right? And you really see that it finds a lot of usefulness in Outlook in terms of composing emails, in terms of summarizing email, in terms of trying to digest what an email is saying. I'm just thinking of an email that could look long so that it can help me summarize it. Like this email, from the look of it, does not even make like a very nice sense, right? So, but I can decide to use Copilot to summarize the email. I'm just looking for that particular place here where I will have summarized email, right? Where are you hiding? So if I don't see that on time, I may just move on to trying to reply to this email so that you can see, oh, I've seen that already. It is here. So summarize with Copilot. I'll close this again. Summarize with Copilot. We just go in and try to look at the email and try to make sense of what it is saying. And it's saying Covey Marketing informed you about early access to 2025 Covey State of Microsoft 365 Security Report. And then say this report is based on insight from 250 plus IT and security leaders. So that is the information that is contained in this particular email. And if I want to compose a reply, I could just say, okay, come here, and I will say, okay, what do I do now? So instead of typing emails, what I would do is I can decide also to use Copilot to compose the response I want to provide to this particular mail sender. So I may just come here, right? I may just come here. This is not where I'm supposed to do that, but I can say provide, create, reply to the email, or write a reply to the email. Okay, so let me see what happens at this point because it's supposed to be looking right into this email now. So let's just quickly wait for it to come. Oh, I couldn't do that. So that's just because there's a button I'm waiting for here that I can't see quickly and on time. Perhaps I just need to do something just to quickly make it come up. Let me try out another email and see what happens, right? So this is the summary. So if I wanted to reply to this email, I could just quickly, oh, look at it here. I just missed it, right? So I can click on this and I will say, compose a reply to the email. Okay, so if I do that, so what it's going to do is, you see it's trying to look at, it will look at the person who sent the mail, which is this guy, Joel, right? then try to say hello Joel and all of that, thank you for this, and all of those details that are there. So don't forget that AI contents are not always correct, so you are encouraged to read through. So this is like one of those ways that you can see Copilot in action in Outlook. So let me just quickly fall back to any of these emails again, just to show you how that works. So if I want to see a reply to all, I just need to see this guy. So it was hiding because of I couldn't see the white color, so I need to put my cursor there to see how it looks. So I click on it and I want to say okay. So summarize. I want to say okay. Summarize. I can even from here say summarize the email. It is still work. Summarize the email. So let's see what happens. So that will look into that email and truly bring out what's that saying, right? So that's composing like a reply to report. You can actually find your way around all of it, because if you look at it from here, following like the instruction, here is to summarize. So you can click on it to summarize what the email is saying, and then when you reply to the mail, you can also now have Copilot up there to help you compose the reply to it. So need assistance, flow not needed, we'll check for that, all of that, right? So you can decide to try to do some things. Even on record, you can also try to record the contents and then send at once. All right, so what about your your Copilots in Excel? Of course, you can also see Copilot here, right? If you have data here, right, let's say 2, 3, these, and then we have values inside of here. Main, what am I pressing? Right, I didn't actually have values inside here for now, but from here I can actually come here and make decision, right, about the data that I have in this. So I can ask it to suggest a formula column, summarize using pivot table, get deeper analytics results with Python, or highlight this cell, and then I can say, okay, so make sense of this data, make sense of this data to help make a reasonable conclusion. So this data may not make sense, right? So but it's better if you have your data and then maybe you are doing like you want to identify patterns within your data. The data does not really make sense to me even after typing it, right? But you can see what is happening. See, trying to understand the data, because the data is scattered. So I just wanted to see like the raw work that Copilot can do when it comes to Excel, and then it's still working on suggestion. The data ranges between this and this appear to be grid of numbers with values of 2s and 3s scattered across the cells. However, there is no header, row or column provided for this number representation without additional information. It is difficult to draw a specific conclusion. Of course, I know, because I just staggered a lot of things here, but you can really look into your Excel and make sense of something for you. So I just wanted you to see that you have that in Excel as well as Outlook, as well as Word. Even if you go to OneNote, you go to Forms, you will see that application there for you. So that's what this is saying, that you have in Microsoft Word, you have it in Microsoft Excel, you have it in Microsoft PowerPoint, you have it in OneNote, you have it in Outlook, right? So that's how that works. So if we want to move on now, we can quickly check on the next one, which is this, the fourth part there, to describe the work management tool, right? So for work management tool, you have the Microsoft projects, right? You have the Microsoft projects, which is an application. Here you have the Microsoft planner, which I showed you earlier. Then you have the Microsoft bookings also, which is for appointment scheduling and management system, right? You have the Microsoft to-do list, which is what you can easily see. Microsoft Forms is also there, right? Then the Microsoft list is also there. Then you have the Microsoft Loop. All these are applications that you can find within the space of the applications in the M365 workload. You have the loop, right? You have the list, like you saw there. You have the forms, one of the very, very nice feature, one of the very, very nice tool that I see, which I've used so much, is the Microsoft Forms, right? So Forms is really very, very sweet, especially when it comes to setting examination, right? for like computer-based tests, right? You can really do a lot with Microsoft Forms. So if you come to quiz, for example, if you have Copilot, it even makes it more interesting. So you can really now say, okay, you need a set of 10 questions, 10 questions to cover for Microsoft 365 fundamentals. A set of let's call it 10 objective questions. So once you do this, right? So what Copilot is going to do is to look into the basics of M365, right? And bring up basic questions that will speak to the topics that are there. And at the end of the day, you know what? It's going to make sure that it checks the correct answers for you, right? The correct answer here, what is the purpose of M365 compliance feature? It helps organization meet legal and regulation requirements. So if you check all of them too, that's how they're going to be. So if you have 5, you can click on keep, and that means that you already have 10 questions, and it has allocated 10 points to every correct question that people have. So once you click on preview, right, you can see preview, or you can say collect responses, right? Or if you do that, right, we can even go by that and just do this and copy the URL. So what that means is that the users will already have access to their exams, right? So once you send that to users, so what will happen is they can just quickly paste it here, and then, oh, I didn't copy that. So we come back to forms, right? Here, right, you can come to collect responses again, and then you can shorten the URL and copy it, and then you are sending this to your students to mark, to check their level of understanding of the content, right? And they can really go, they won't see those correct answers or the wrong ones, and then they can really answer and then submit their exams, and then you can go ahead and mark. So it is usually very interesting, right? You can see the scores here, you can see like it's bringing out the correct answer now when you are reviewing your answer. So the tool is really massive, to be very honest with you. So if this is the first time you're coming across this kind of content, you want to explore deeper and deeper, right? So I have a lot on this YouTube channel that you want to check. Well, let's quickly go on by minimizing this. I think, yeah, I'll quickly bring this up, right? So that is like a lot it does in terms of productivities and solutions, applications that you have here, or management tools. So if you go on to the next one, right, which is talking about the additional Microsoft 365 productivity applications, right, you can still have like visual design tool like Clipchamp, like Sway, like Visual, Whiteboard that I've shown you already, M365 Copilot Whiteboard. In Whiteboard, you also see like Microsoft Power Platforms, right? You can see Microsoft business applications like Dynamic CRM. There's a lot of things that are happening there. As Dynamic 365 is actually a set of intelligent business applications that can help you run your entire business and deliver greater results through predictive artificial intelligence driven insights. Right? It's a very, very reliable solution as well. So if we go on to the next one that speaks to the module assessment, honestly, we'll just look at this and see how it goes. If we get all of them correctly, fine. If we get any of them wrong, we can only get to go and practice again. But let's just quickly see what is here. See, you are going to write a research paper and would like to help with editing, finding reliable resources, and creating biography. Which M365 app is most suitable? I'm sure that you want to use Word, right? So you need a way to simplify the process of scheduling and managing appointments, and want to give your customer a flexibility to book their own appointment. Which Microsoft 365 tool are you going to use? And that's nothing but booking. So you have here, your organization needs to give users the ability to communicate in emails, access their calendar, store contacts, and in one place. What can you use? You're going to use Outlook, right? So what is the key benefit of M365 Copilot, right? Being integrated into apps like Word, like Excel, like Outlook. So what is it doing? It automatically updates M365 subscription? Nope. So it replaces the need for all manual inputs in M365 app. I will agree with that. It provides AI-powered assistant directly within the apps to help generate content, analyze data, and make. So this has more weight. So we'll just submit and see what our attempt is. And fortunately, we got 100 over 100, and that's cool, right? So you may want to check out this course and see how it is. So in summary, in this module, you've gained comprehensive understanding of how Microsoft 365 enhance productivity through its powerful suite of application AI-driven tool to explore how M365 Copilot and Copilot Chat integrate with everyday apps like the Word, Excel, the PowerPoint to spark creativity and strengthen your day-to-day. You also discover how to manage work more efficiently with tools like Project, with Planner, with Loops, and then you explore additional productivity applications that support visual communication, visual creation, business operation. Then you can say Microsoft 365 brings all the productivity solutions together in an interconnected platform to empower people and organizations to get more done. Now that you have completed this module, we're expecting you to be able to describe how productivity benefits M365. How the productivity benefit of M365 help you stay connected, organized, and productive. That's one. And then you should be able to describe how M365 Copilot boosts productivity across Microsoft 365 applications, and then how you should be able to describe how the capability of the work management tool optimize operation, and then you should now be able to describe additional Microsoft 365 productivity applications. So if you stick to this part of the video, it means that you have really learned a lot from it, and like you find it worthy and spending your time on, right? So, and I would really encourage you to hit on that subscribe button down below, hit on the like button also, and share this with your friend. Let us keep learning. We'll move on to the next one in the next video. Thank you very much. Peace.